Today we're working on Excel Lesson 7, first lesson, creating named ranges. So this is a document that you should have open. And the first step says select cells C5 through C6. So C5, hold down the mouse, select through C6. On the Formulas tab, and the Define Names group. So click on Formulas, and then the Define Names group, click Define Name. The New Name dialog box displays with the cell range entered. In the name field, type Revenues, and then click OK. From now on, whenever you select these two cell ranges, the name Revenues displays in the name box, which appears to the left of the formula box. So right over here, you see the name. Here's your name box, and there's where Revenues is displayed. So if I click away from that, you see that we're in cell D5. If I click in that cell, it says C5, but if I highlight those two cells, you see that Revenues is there. So select each of the cells in that range and observe what displays in the name box, which I just did. So mark that as answered. Go to the next step. Select cells C10 through C17. C10 through C17. On the Formulas tab in the Define Name groups, click Define Name. In the name field, type Expenses, and then click OK. Hint, you can also create a range of names by selecting the desired cells and clicking in the name box on the formula bar. So we could have clicked right here in the name box and just typed Expenses. Another way of doing it. Go to the next step, select cell C7, type equals SUM, I think I didn't type equals, there we go, SUM, parentheses, Revenues, and press enter. Notice that as you type the first one or two characters, a quick tip box appears showing you this name and other functions. With similar names, you can use the mouse to double click the range name in the quick tip box to select it. I didn't do that, but that's something you can do if you want to. Select, and we'll do that on this one. Select cell C18, type equals SUM EX, and you can see that there's what it's talking about. Double click on Expenses and then press enter. So you can see how it did that. Go to the next step. Select cells B7 to C7. B7 to C7. On the Formulas tab in the Define Names group, create, it's hard for me to say, Formulas. In the Define Names, we're going to click Create from Selection. Verify that the left column checkbox is the only one turned on, so that should be the only thing checked, and then click OK. Select cell C7. Note that the name range in the box is Total Revenues, right up here. Hint, Excel does not permit blank spaces in range names. You can use the underscore character as one alternative between words. So you can see that's what it says right there. Alright, mark that as answer. Go to the next one. Select cell C18. C18. On the Formulas tab in the Define Names group, click Name Manager. The Name Manager dialog box is now displayed. In the Name Manager dialog box, click New to create a new range. Verify that the name is Total Expenses. See that? And you see that it's got an underscore in it. And that refers to the field containing the formula sheet. And then you can see all this stuff right here. Then click OK. If the Name Manager dialog box is blocking access to the worksheet behind it, you can minimize it temporarily by clicking the Collapse button. You can then select a range of cells. We didn't have to do that, or I didn't have to. If you have to, then do that. The new name range now appears in the dialog box. You see that right here. Click Close. Mark that as answered. Go to the next step. Select cell C20 and type equals. On the Formulas tab in the Define Names group, click Use in Formula. Click Total Revenues. Then press minus to indicate you're going to perform a subtraction. On the Formulas tab in the Define Names group, click Use in Formula and click Total Expenses and press Enter. You can see that there's your formula, total revenues minus total expenses. So mark that as answered. Submit. Submit results. 6 green check marks. So this completes creating named ranges.